Okay, let's be real here. It's not your destiny to be overweight, okay? If you're anything like me, and if you're new to the channel, I lost 100 pounds naturally, meaning no weight loss surgery, no appetite suppressants, none of that, okay? It's not, it's not that you're supposed to be overweight until the day you die. That's not why you're overeating, okay? It's not because life just has a way of just kicking you in the butt and that's just how it's supposed to be until the end of time. No, 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 no. You're overeating because you're stressed. You're overeating because you have anxiety. You're overeating because you're bored. You're overeating because it's just become a habit and that's really all you know how to do. You're overeating because you feel trapped. You're overeating because you're depressed. The list goes on. But you realize these are all emotions. These are all just how you feel right now. Okay? But what I can tell you, I've been on my weight loss journey for two and a half years. And what I can tell you is the minute I started prioritizing my mental health is the minute that I started to lose weight and keep the weight off. I was a yo-yo dieter for years, you guys. Lose 20, gain 30. Lose 50, gain 70. I have been trying to lose weight for years, at least 10 years. I have been trying to lose weight. But yet every single year, I just got bigger and bigger and bigger because I never fixed the real issue. I was frustrated. I was stressed. I was bored. I was anxious. I was sad. I was just trapped. Like the list goes on of everything that I was feeling. And instead of dealing with those emotions that I had, I would just eat. I would eat everything. Chick-fil-A, Ben & Jerry's, apple pies, toaster strudels, like Twix bars, M&Ms, cookies and cake and fried chicken. Like, I had no limits. Pasta and more pasta. Like, but it never fixed the problem. No matter how much of that stuff I ate, once I was done, once I was full, and then was hungry again, it didn't change the fact that I was bored. It didn't change the fact that I was depressed. It didn't change the fact that I had anxiety. It never changed any of that. So the cycle just continued. And I was able to suppress these emotions for a month or two while I was on this diet. But the emotions always came back because I never healed what was really bothering me. I never came up with a solution to why I was overeating in the first place. And that's probably why you're overeating. And that's probably why time and time again, you have yet to be successful on your weight loss journey because you never fixed your mental health. You are avoiding all of these emotions. You don't want to feel it. You don't want to be crying all the time. You don't want to feel this anxiety in your stomach because it's a very uncomfortable feeling. Who wants to feel it? Duh. But that's not fixing the issue. You're just putting a Band-Aid over it for now. But it's going to come back. It always comes back. Haven't you noticed that? It always comes back. No matter how many times you tell yourself you're not going to drink soda, you still end up drinking the soda. Huh. Yeah. But the minute I was like, look, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being overweight. I'm tired of always hurting. I'm tired of breaking the promises that I make to myself year after year. Every year I had a New Year's resolution to lose weight. Isn't that annoying? Yeah, it's annoying. Every year that was always number one on the New Year's resolution list. Let's lose weight this year and hopefully by the end of the year I would have done it. No, that never happened. Your mental health is literally the new wealth. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. That's why I talk about it in damn near every video, because it is just so important. You have got to heal what is causing you to overeat. Food is a drug. You know it. They know it. The government knows it. It's not a secret. You are addicted to food. Welcome to the club. Hi, my name is Jasmine, and I have a food addiction. And I'll probably deal with food addiction for the rest of my life. But what I can tell you is once I started to feel what I was trying to avoid, once I was locked in to dealing with everything that was going on, and I was learning new ways to deal with that stress, I stopped using food as a crutch. Oh man, I never even knew that a lot of the things that was causing me to overeat was because I was really feeling what I was feeling. Like it's like the most confusing thing to even say, but it's true. Like, you guys, there was a point where I felt trapped at my job. I hated my job. So I was using food as a way to not deal with the fact that I felt trapped. I didn't have an exit plan. I was bored. I wasn't fulfilled at work. So I was using food because I was bored. I didn't have anything I was working on after work, so I just ate. I would just sit on the couch and I would eat whatever just tasted good in that moment. I didn't realize that I had anxiety. I thought everyone was just feeling butterflies and nervousness. And you guys, no, it's so much deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. And a lot of times you don't even realize that the stuff that you dealt with when you were a child is the reason why you're dealing with the stuff today. But you're not really dealing with it. You're covering it up by eating food. Okay? But it's not your destiny to be overweight. God did not create you to just be overweight and unhappy and in pain and miserable and insecure and feeling trapped. That's not why you were created. Okay? That's not what is really going on. And I want you guys to understand that we are all low-key crazy. Okay, so in other words, don't look at yourself like you're a lunatic and that you're a psychopath because you need to go to counseling. Like, it needs to be talked about more. Like, there's nothing wrong with you because you need to go to counseling. Like, everyone should go. Okay, so don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel, oh, well, I'm not doing that. Take your pride out of it. Take your ego out of it. Like, do you either want to lose the weight and keep it off, or do you want to continue to live the way you're living? I'm pretty sure that you want to lose the weight and keep the weight off, because it's not even losing weight that's the hard part. It's the keeping it off. But the only way you're going to keep it off is by fixing whatever's going on in here. And a lot of times, you've been overweight for so long that that's all you know. I was overweight my entire life. I was an overweight kid. I was overweight in middle school. There was a small period of time where I was healthy weight because I was playing basketball. So I had that to distract me from overeating. But once I stopped playing basketball after college, guess what? I blew up because I never dealt with what was bothering me in the first place from years and years and years and years ago. So when I no longer had that distraction, i.e. basketball, I started using food. And it just never stopped until I decided that I didn't want to be like this anymore. And for everybody, that point comes differently. You know, some people, it takes them to get to 400 pounds until they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Some people, 200 pounds, depending on how tall you are, right? Some people, 600 pounds. That breaking point is different for everybody. But what I can tell you is until you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're not going to change. You have to be past the point of no return. Like to the point where like you are so fed up with this habit that you have that you are desperate to change. Like desperate. Yes, desperate. Literally desperate. Because otherwise you're not going to have enough drive to really deal with your traumas. We all have traumas, okay? But you can't sit around and sulk about it forever. At some point, you have to take responsibility of your life. And I know I'm sounding so harsh right now, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And the only way you're gonna really deal with it is to go to counseling and talk to someone about it. Someone who doesn't know you, someone who doesn't have a bias, someone who's not just going to tell you what you want to hear so that you can feel good. A lot of times we have friends and family in our life that really don't want to tell us the truth because they don't want to hurt our feelings. Because maybe you've cursed them out so many times that they're just like, you know what? I don't feel like being cursed out today. So I'm just going to tell you whatever you want to hear so that you don't attack me. Yes. But when you talk to a counselor, someone who is licensed, someone who has seen it all, right? Someone who has no reason to lie to you, they will start to tell you the truth, okay? And I'm always going to tell you to vet your counselor. Like, the vibe has to be right, okay? So it might take you 10 tries until you find the right counselor that is a good match for you, right? Maybe you are very religious, so a Christian-based counselor may be your best fit, right? Maybe you want a counselor who has kids because you have kids and you just feel like they can relate to you on another level than someone who doesn't have kids, right? Maybe you're, for me, my counselor, she's Black and she runs a business. So that works for me because I'm Black and I run a business. So I felt like she was a really good fit, and she was. But what I'm saying is you have to vet them. You have to make sure the energy is right, right? So don't be mad or, give up on it if you go to one session and you're like, you know what? I just don't think that he can relate to anything that I'm going through, so I'm going to go to someone else. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I know for a fact when people are struggling with drug addiction, they may feel more comfortable going to a counselor who also used to struggle with drug addiction because they know how that feels. They've been there, they've done that. You get what I'm saying? So vet your counselor, but go to counseling. That's the point. Go to counseling. Fix your problems, okay? Because food is not going to fix it. All right? It's not. It's just going to continue to just cover it up for the moment. And over the years, you're going to get bigger and bigger, and you're going to get more mad at yourself because you're getting bigger and bigger, and you're just letting yourself go. But I can tell you that once you change, once you really put in the effort and you start to heal whatever you've been through, because we done all been through some shit, and you can't rank somebody's traumas, okay? We've all had our stuff happen to us, for us, whatever you want to call it, right? So don't look at your stuff and be like, well, I went through this, so you don't understand. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it affected you. Okay, that's why I said take your ego and your pride out of it. We ain't got time for that. We don't have time for ego and pride. We're trying to lose weight. We're trying to get healthy, right? We're trying to change our life. And yes, change is so scary. It is scary. Because like I said, if you're anything like me, eating like shit is all I knew. I didn't know anything about freaking vegetables and vegetables. What? The only vegetable I had was like some lettuce on my burger. Like, come on, stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? The only time I worked out was to get from the car to the building, the walk. And I was trying to park as close as possible. Okay? So yes, change is very, very, very scary. But that doesn't mean that you can't do it. Right? So work on healing your traumas. That's the biggest advice I can give you if you're trying to lose weight. That's why you continue to overeat, because you're covering up something. You're trying to act like you have it all together, but you don't. None of us do. And don't feel bad about it either. It just is what it is. All right? If you want to see how I lost 115 pounds, make sure you guys click right here. And I'll see y'all in my next video.